guys, I wanted to come to you today with a video on my decluttering, organizing of my house. I hope I wasn't hitting that camera. I was tapping on this table in front of me. But I wanted to let you know what I'm doing this time. I know one time I did a declutter series and I was doing, I think, 30 things every day for 30 days, and I come up with over 1,000 things. I can't remember. Every once in a while I see the paper, and it was astronomical what I got out of here. And I've done some decluttering a couple of other times. So this time it's not as much decluttering necessarily, because I haven't even gotten an entire carload of stuff to take to the Goodwill. So it's more putting it in its place, straightening it up, or throwing it in the trash, or putting it in the Goodwill. So what started this is I was watching the Minimalist Mom, I think, on YouTube, and I think that's her name. And one day she was cleaning out her I think it was a front closet. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to what she was doing. I was just listening to her. And she said, instead of like usual where they tell you to get a trash can, have a box for Goodwill, and have a box for stuff that needs to go to another room. She said all you need is a sack. And she said use a black trash sack. I don't use a black trash sack because I'm the only one that lives here in my house. Well, Charlie lives here and he stays out in the garage most of the time, so I'm not worried about him taking crap back out of the sack. But she said do that if you have a husband or kids, because they like to walk by and, oh, look what Mom found, and pull it out and take off with it. So she said use a black trash sack. So she said do that. Then for the Goodwill stuff, take it out to your car when you find it. And the stuff that needs to go wherever it needs to go, take it right then and do it. So whatever spot you're working on, say like she has, I think, 4 kids. If she had to stop and go take care of a problem, or go take a kid to whatever class or, you know, event or whatever, all she would have to do is take the trash sack and put it wherever. And then when she goes by a Goodwill, she can drop that off. And so I listened to her as she was doing this, and she was like looking at whatever spot, well, she was in this closet. And so they had a bunch of, I don't even know where they live, but they had a bunch of snowsuits. We don't have snowsuits in Oklahoma. I just think of having a heat stroke with just thinking of that right now, wearing one of those here. But she took all of that and put it in the basement. And then when she had other things, like she had to go to the garage, she looked in the thing and she saw everything that could go to the garage. She picked it up and she took it all the way to the garage. This is an awesome thing that you can use if you like to track your steps, because you're going to be walking. So that's kind of where I thought, let me see if I can try this. So one of my biggest things with decluttering, cleaning, organizing is I go in one room and I'm like, I'm going to organize this room. And I start pulling stuff from one spot and put it over here in this pile, turn around, and I'm like, I just keep turning around until I'm so frustrated. I am so upset. I just push it back in there, say forget it, and walk off. I'm not doing it. I can't get it. I can't figure it out. I don't know how many times I've done that. So that's eventually what happens with me. So I've been doing this for like 25 days. And in the beginning, I have 3 things here. I am writing this down one too many times, I know, but it's helping me out. I really don't need to put it in my planner, but I do it. I do put it in my planner because I have a planner and I'm not really using it right now because we don't have a lot of things we can do since we're not doing a lot with the virus. So I thought, let's just put all that crap in there. So that's basically why I'm putting it in my planner. But I got this notebook that I bought at the beginning of the year to help me, you know, want to plan and budget and all those things. I like to get pretty things so it will keep me interested. So I started writing down what I wanted to do, or what I did. So one day, it went a couple of days before I even did anything after I listened to what she had said. I just thought about it and I was like, I wonder how that'll actually work. Well, the first thing I decided to tackle was the medicine cabinet right here. And if that didn't stop this project, we were going to be okay. So if you all were here last year, you all know that I had pinched 2 nerves in my neck and I had messed up my entire left hand. I couldn't feel the biggest majority of my left hand. I was in a lot of pain. I couldn't do diamond painting, which was my activity that I love to do. I'm back into it. I have an easel now. Key, you need an easel if you're going to do a lot of diamond painting. So I had a ton of heating pads, the heating pads that you throw in the microwave. I had ice packs. I had all kinds of stuff like that. So I found in my house a plastic box that had wax in it. I put the wax in another thing. I put all that stuff, I folded it up, I organized it as best I could, and I put it in there, slid it in there. I pulled out everything out of the cabinet, threw it all over my bed, and I went through medicines. I had medicines, it was like 3 years expired. So I had, in February, I had a really bad cold. I don't know if it was the virus. I don't know. I did have a antibodies test that said it was negative, but I don't know. But I could not, it was the worst cough I've ever had, and I was sick. I was off work for over a week, and it was just not good. But I had the value pack of Walmart cough drops, and I was like, I don't want this mess. So I found an old vintage, some kind of thing you put in your refrigerator. It had a lid on it. I poured them all in that. It looks good in there. I threw the sack away. Then I put another plastic container in there that I had like my calamine lotions, all the stuff that I use to help with my nerve, with my pinched nerve, the pain, the creams and stuff like that. I had all of that. Then in a little separate deal, it's like a little tray, makeup tray kind of thing I got from the Bullseye spot at Target a couple of years ago. I have like just little things in it that I like, my thermometer in there. I have my Neosporin thrown in there. They're just things that you need, and I could never find them in there because they were thrown all over the place. So I did that. That was the first thing I did. So anything that was in there, I took it where it needed to be. I threw stuff away. I mean, a ton of stuff I threw away. And then everything was organized. So I wrote it down in this book. And the next night, I cleaned the entertainment center off of the top of my entertainment center in there. Let's put it this way. I still had Christmas cards on the thing. So I cleaned that off, and that was all straight. I put those away. There were receipts in there. I threw them in a separate bag that I'm going to shred and get rid of those. There was just stupid stuff. Mail that I hadn't opened. I found mail in there, and I'm like, what is this? So I cleaned that out. The next thing I did was my diamond painting side table. So I cleaned it up. I have a chair right here that I diamond paint. Usually there's a diamond painting table and then an easel and a diamond painting right here where I'm setting. It's all in the bedroom and in the living room. It's tore down right now. But I do have another table there that has all my pins and the box that I'm working out that has the drills in it. And so I organized that. There's a fly in here. I organized my pens, all the stuff in a tray there, and I had that all organized. The next day, I went in there and I worked on a chair in my living room and made sure, because I had stuff thrown in, papers and, catch-all things. So I did that. Then the next day I did a couch, and I kept going from room to room. I wasn't staying in any room. I was just finding whatever space I could find that wouldn't overwhelm me. And that's the key for me, is not to get overwhelmed. Well, I was putting it in this, and what I was doing is every night, and I still did this up to last night, I'm still going to do this, I was going through, and I was going back through the medicine cabinet, making sure it was done. Go to the entertainment in there, making sure it was done. Come in here and do this because it was done. Go back in there to make sure the chair was done. What did I do? Clean up my work table in here, make sure that it was, straight, there wasn't a lot of declutter on it. And then I would go back and I was like, you are going to walk yourself stupid if you don't stop this mess. So I got my traveler's notebook out, and I got one of these that has the little notebooks in it. And I got this, and I put in every page, I put the living room, the next page is the bedroom, the craft room, which is this craft room, workroom, whatever, the hall, which is the medicine cabinet, because I was doing it not by cabinet, by shelf, by tabletop, by drawer. That's how I'm doing this, so that I don't get overwhelmed. So, like today, I cleaned off my bedroom door. There was like 4 things hanging on it. That doesn't take any time at all, but I cleaned it up. It wasn't like it was a big mess, but it was just something I overlook. It had some ribbons that I had taken off of my blankets that I get from Vera Badley. There was 2 of those on there. There was an extra hanger on there, and there was a shirt. That was all that was on it. So I put that in my list today that I cleaned that off. Well, I cleared something today, but it's only like 1 or 2. What time is it? It's 2 o'clock right now. So I have the rest of the day so that I can go clean something else. But if I wanted to, I could have saved that for a day when I had a lot of things to do around here, and I could have used that as one of the things to get done that was fast. So that's kind of how I'm doing it. I'm doing it where I am able to throw the stuff away, recycle the stuff. There's receipts all over this house. Or just put it there, organize it, leave it there, put it in its spot, and this has been working for me for 25 days. And what I do is every night I go back through this little notebook, and I finally put it by room so that I could stay in one room and check everything off in this room instead of walking back and forth all over the house right before I went to bed and wake myself back up. So I go in every night and I recheck to make sure everything is still straight, that it's still looking good, that there's not some off the wall thing going on. One night, I don't know what I did that day. I must have been a hurricane that day because everything around here is messed up. But it wasn't messed up. It wasn't junked out. It was just, I had just left stuff laying. And one of the funny things is in my living room, I have my recliner and there's a table next to it. And I had used to have the trash can behind it. Well, I kept missing the trash can. So now I put the trash can in front so that I have to lean forward and put it in. Well, a couple of days I caught where when I went back through the checklist where I had put stuff in the trash can, but I had forgot and had thrown it and there was stuff laying in the floor. So now I've trained myself to not throw stuff in the floor behind it, that it's in the front. You have to lean forward to throw it in. So that was one of the biggest things. I always hated that trash can because I always missed because I was throwing it behind me. So now I have to purposely put it in there. And it's even a smaller trash can, because I got rid of the other trash can and I have a smaller trash can that sits in front of me. So that's another thing that I've done. But I wanted to let you know how I'm doing this. This may take forever, but we're not going back to work in the office for another 2 months. So I'm going to be here at home. I do my work. I work 9 hours a day at that desk right there. And then after that, I get up, I do diamond painting, I clean one thing. Sometimes I take a nap, sometimes I go get something to eat, whatever. But there's not a whole lot of going out and hanging out with friends or doing a lot of things. It's staying at home. And especially for me with germ OCD, I have only seen one person that I know since this has all happened, because I'm in my safe spot, I'm at home, and that's where I want to be. So I'm hoping that I have this all straightened out before we get back to some semblance of normalcy, if that ever happens again. But I just wanted to let you know what I was doing with my decluttering and how I was doing it, and that I was taking it at a different approach, and that 27 days in, 24, 25 days in, it's working out pretty well for me. I'm hoping to keep it going, because I know eventually I come to a stop, because I'm like, I don't know what to do with that, and then I just stop. So hopefully that doesn't happen to me, because this is working out well for me. Eventually I'm going to get to the point where there's not tabletops, but my dining room, there's a bunch of craft stuff in a corner over there, so I'm just going to have to straighten up, like say, make sure you straighten up 20 things. Organize 20 things, go through it. So then I'm going to have to start, there's a fly in here. I'm going to have to start going by numbers, and hopefully that will work as well as this has been working. So I wanted to let you know. I will keep you up to date on how things are working out, but yeah, I just wanted to give you another video and let you know what I was doing, and hopefully this can help you if you are looking for a way to do something and it's difficult for you, because this has really worked out for me. So if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, please do. I would love to have you here, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a good day. Bye.